All right, hello, welcome back to Footylife. Today we're going over the Euro matches. We'll be previewing the match day one. The time has finally come, guys. Let's jump right into it. Group A, we got Italy versus Turkey, Wales versus Switzerland. Ani, do you want to take the lead on this?
Yeah, let's get started with Italy and Turkey. I had a really hard time thinking about this one. I've got arguments for both clubs winning, but at the end of the day, I've got to go with my gut instinct that Italy is going to sneak a victory here against Turkey. One goal difference, I think. Italy flew through the group stage. They only conceded four goals, scored 37, phenomenal record. And Turkey finished second in the group that they were in for qualifying, and the only team ahead of them was the world champions, France. So Turkey only conceded three times, but their offense was a little less. So I think that offense coming up against a stubborn Italian defense, I don't know if they're going to be able to break them down. So I almost think the game's going to end 1-0 for Italy here. Um, Turkey has been known to be a dark horse. A lot of media outlets are saying they're going to be a dark horse. I just don't think they're going to get started in the first game. I think you'll look for them to win the second and third game easily.
Yeah, that's definitely the word on the street that Turkey is the dark horse. Um, but I mean, you can't forget about Italy's defense here, and plus they will be playing at home, right?
That's true.
So I actually got to agree with you on this one. I think Italy will have the slight edge over Turkey on this opening match. Shanky, what are your thoughts here?
Yeah, totally, exactly, guys. Turkey is definitely the dark horse, as you said. They could cause an upset here. But playing in Rome, they're playing in Rome. Mancini is managing them. They are in the form. They have a very, very creative young midfield. We were just talking about it, the other day. Barella, you know, he's had a fantastic season there with Inter. Donnarumma, a fantastic goalkeeper. Bonucci, so much experience in defense. The strike force as well. They will break down Turkey for sure, especially with the home crowd, all Italian fans cheering for it. Getting out of COVID and just cheering for the fans. I definitely think Italy will win. To me, I think it's a comfortable 2-0 win for Italy.
Nice. All right, we'll have to see how that one turns out. But yeah, I agree with both of you. Italy will take this one. All right, moving on to the second match, we got Wales versus Switzerland. What are you guys' thoughts on this one?
Well, I think Switzerland will get the victory here. I just think it's too much experience in their squad here. You've got Granit Xhaka, you've got Xherdan Shaqiri. I know he's not played much for Liverpool this season, but I think he'll easily find himself in his team. He's always been comfortable on the tournament stage as well. You've got Rodriguez as well, and their penalty taker, he's phenomenal. They got Jan Sommer as their keeper. Maybe as a striker, they're lacking a little bit, but I think that midfield's going to definitely find ways to create enough opportunities for them to get by. Whereas Wales, it's going to be Gareth Bale, Aaron Ramsey. Ramsey hasn't had much game time either. It's just going to be up to Bale, and I don't think Wales are going to get quite as lucky as they have in the past year. I think Switzerland takes this 1-2-1.
Yeah, we all know the kind of player that Bale is. You guys don't see him, coming out of nowhere and scoring that fantastic goal out of nowhere.
That might be their one that I just mentioned. I don't know. Maybe he will get more. We know what he can do on the big stage, but I do think Switzerland will take it as a team.
Absolutely. I see Bale, Daniel James, two wingers, very fast. But then you got Alaba, who's going to stop on one side, and I just don't see Wales having that chemistry, just winning. Switzerland, a much better team. We just talked about the squad here right now with Ani. To me, I also think Switzerland's not going to have that chemistry. They're not going to click. I personally feel it's going to be a stalemate, 0-0 draw. It's the first game. It's going to be a draw.
Okay. All right. Moving on to Group B. Denmark versus Finland, Belgium versus Russia. Out of the two matches, which match do you guys think is gonna shock you guys the most?
I think the one that's going to be most interesting to see how they line up will actually be the Belgium-Russia one. And correct me if I'm wrong, I think the game's actually in Russia. But I do think Belgium will take it. We'll see if their players are fit. I think we know Kevin De Bruyne is out. Hazard might start, might not, but they've got Lukaku, and I think that's just saying his name alone is enough. He'll carry the team.
That should be enough, right? I mean, the way he performed all season with Inter is, yeah, his form will definitely carry over, and I agree with you. I think Belgium will take this one. Shanky.
To me, I think the game's in Russia. It's in Katowice Stadium, so I definitely think with all the Russian fans, the Russian team, man, this team's great. They're missing Hazard. They're missing Kevin De Bruyne. You know, what's the manager here? Roberto. Sorry, what's the manager here? Roberto Martinez. Yeah, Martinez. Yeah.
Belgium. Yeah.
Yeah, he still has a lot to prove. You know, he's had great players, and I don't think he's a great manager. He hasn't proved himself. The players are amazing. I think it's a draw. It's a surprise. It's definitely a surprise. It's a 0-0 draw. Just the Russian crowd after all the fans. Russians know they're defending it. There's no De Bruyne, a huge factor. There's no creativity coming much. I think it's a draw, 0-0. That's the first surprise of the tournament.
I think your Tielemans is going to step up and fill that creativity void there for Belgium. And then, I mean, yes, no Eden Hazard perhaps to start, but you know he'll be fit off the bench. You've got Thorgan, his brother. You've got Carrasco. You've got Dries Mertens, and then Lukaku. You could very well be right. You could all be surprised with the 0-0. And like you say, it's a question of, is there going to be a surprise? And it could be it. You're right. Home advantage certainly will play into it, but it's not Russia in winter. If it was Russia in winter, I would say yes, it would be a draw. But
Russia in winter,
I do feel the firepower is going to be too strong.
Oh yeah, I agree with you guys both. I mean, well, actually with Ani, Lukaku just alone. I mentioned this before. I think it's going to be too much for Russia here. All right, moving along to Denmark, Finland. We know that Denmark's been in form. They have a strong squad. What are you guys' thoughts on this one?
Well, I think that we're going to actually see a very complete team performance from Denmark. They've kind of got that really good skeleton core down the middle of their team. If you look, you've got Jan Poulsen at the top, you've got Christian Eriksen in the middle, and then you've got Simon Kjær and Christensen as their center backs with Kasper Schmeichel, the keeper.
Yeah,
I think it's a team. They've got a really solid lineup right down the middle of their team to control experience, and they're going to play as a team. They're not going to rely on any one superstar. They don't have that superstar level player, and that's what I like about some of these Scandinavian teams, and we'll get to Sweden after as well. They play as a team, and I think we're going to see a complete performance out of them. I think they're going to have an easy time with Finland 3-0.
Totally. I just to add to those three other players, you got Thomas Delaney, great experience in the Premier League. Holberg, great experience again playing for Tottenham here. Kasper Dolberg, and you got the Barcelona striker Martin Brathwaite, who always scores. So yes, absolutely, I agree. Comfortable win over Finlandia. I mean, I don't think Finland will be able to keep up with this team. No superstars, but a great team. This reminds me of a team we'll talk about in Group of Death. No superstars, but a team.
Yeah, Martin Braithwaite doesn't always play, but when he does, he'll give it his all.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
And obviously he'll do that for his nation.
He's definitely present when he plays.
Exactly. All right, moving along, we got Group C, Austria versus North Macedonia, and Netherlands versus Ukraine. I'm really looking forward to the Netherlands match here. Which match are you guys looking forward to the most?
Yeah, this is going to be a very interesting one. Actually, I'm looking for the Netherlands Ukraine one here as well. Like the Netherlands teams, it's a great team. They had a fantastic, build up to the Euros. They qualified easily. Ronald Koeman did an amazing job, and after he went to Barcelona, and of course his heart was in Barca. Netherlands was shaky the last few games. They don't have Van Dijk at the back. To be honest, like the games in Amsterdam Arena in Amsterdam, so they do have the home crowd here. and on the other side, Shevchenko's done amazing. You know, this Ukrainian team, I think this is the youngest Ukrainian team who will be playing in the Euros and for an average age of 23, 24. And this Ukrainian team is good. Like they're not scared. They go attack. I'm very excited to see what happens here because I feel like Netherlands could be a fail. They do have the home advantage. If the game was in Ukraine or Russia, this would have been, I would have gone with the Ukraine. But so I see a 0-0 here.
Wow. How about you, Ani? What are your thoughts?
Well, I think the Netherlands-Ukraine game, I think, is going to be quite exciting to watch as well. And yes, Frank de Boer hasn't had the greatest time with the Dutch squad since he's taken over. Certainly, I think Ronald Koeman in charge. I think everyone would say Netherlands tops the group without a doubt. Especially, Shanky, you say this young Ukrainian team. Shevchenko's done a very good job with them, and they've got a good captain on the team. They've got Zinchenko, who's been under the stewardship of Pep Guardiola at City. We know how he influences players. And then they've also got Malinovsky from Atalanta. I think he's going to be a standout performer for Ukraine this tournament, really influence the games. But in terms of the specific match, I do think Netherlands will come out on top 3-1. I don't think Ukraine's going to find too much of a way through the Netherlands. I'm hearing Netherlands are playing 5 at the back, quite defensively, and I think Depay on the counter-attack, looking to get in behind defenses, is going to be very effective.
Yeah, I see it going Netherlands victory here, 2-1. How about the Austria and North Macedonia?
To me, Austria, exactly. It's a team which reminds me of the team we talked about before, Denmark, right? A complete kind of a team, no superstars, a team. We've got, Alaba, we've got Atanovic, Marko Atanovic playing striker. You've got, Sabitzer, it's a team, Austria. I think they'll win comfortably against Macedonia. The game, I just don't think not much Macedonia. It's the game is in Romania as well. It's not like no one has a home advantage. And this Austrian team, I think they have a lot of individual talent, so they'll click well to score. I think easy 1-0 win for Austria.
Nice. Yeah, they'll definitely need to come out and start with the 3 points here if they want to, advance later on. Because we know that Netherlands and Ukraine are both solid teams, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Ani, any other points on this one, or should I move along?
I agree. They will have to start strong, Austria, if they want to have any chance of progressing here, even coming third in their group. But I don't think it'll be that comfortable. I think they'll start strong with a good win, but I don't think it's going to be comfortable. You've got North Macedonia, which a lot of teams people may write them off, but you can't forget they just beat Germany 2-1 in Germany. So they'll certainly have confidence on their side, and they're led by one of their good leaders, Goran Pandev. I think Austria's strong suit always has been set pieces. They've got the height, they've got the technical ability to find people in the box off of free kicks and corners, and I think they will win in the end, as long as they can get those set pieces.
All right. Moving along to Group D, England versus Croatia, Scotland versus Czech Republic. First match here. I mean, England versus Croatia. What a match to watch. I got England for me winning this one 3-1. I just feel like the England squad is too packed with the stars. It seems like when they do play, they do click, but maybe sometimes they're missing the finishing touch. But I feel like they're going to go in there and win this one. What are you guys' thoughts about this match?
Well, I think England on paper, I think they're second favorite to win this whole tournament. But an interesting point I learned recently is that they struggle to win their first game of every Euros they've played in. Whether it's a draw or a loss, I'm not entirely sure right now, but I think it's going to be 2-2. I think we're going to have a little bit of a goal fest, I guess you could say. Croatia aren't looking bad. I believe they recently had played France, was it, if I'm correct? I could be wrong on that, but they didn't look too bad. They didn't look too poor. Yes, they're an aging squad, but they still have the players to get the job done, and they know this is a tournament, and they always do well in a tournament. situation as well. England maybe a little slow to warm up, get going. Yes, Harry Kane will produce something out of nothing, and they've certainly got the players to influence the game, but I just think they're going to start slow, and that's going to cost them. Where Croatia will take advantage. So I'm seeing a 2-2 draw here.
Wow, Shanky, your thoughts?
Yeah, that's very interesting. I think the World Cup's, I think the Euro's coming home, man. Bring it home. If the viewers know about the joke, it's a nice joke. Just bring it home. It's coming home. Yeah, the England, so good. They're so good on paper. Oh, I think they've started to click more a lot too, Ani. Yes, they haven't won a game first, but this is England's here. This is it. With Lingard, Mount, Harry Kane, it's just nonstop. You have so many. Foden, Sancho. These players are coming. They're young. They're hungry.
Well, it's interesting you say they're starting to click. All the players that played in the Champions League haven't actually played for them in the friendlies.
Yeah, I know, which is very interesting as well because, they've been resting. I see, the games in Wembley as well. Wembley is very good for England. There will be fans there. We know that. I see a win England easily. Easy, comfortable 2-0 win for England.
All right, Scotland, Czech Republic. I feel like this is a evenly matched up fixture here. I could see this one ending in a draw, 1-1 draw.
Yeah, it could. Scotland's good. The game's at Hampden Park again in Glasgow, so there's a lot of home advantage for Scotland for sure. I mean, with Andy Robertson, Scott McTominay, they have that individual experience. I don't know anybody specifically from Czech Republic, honestly. If you ever been to if you ever been and seen games in Scotland, Celtics and stuff, the atmosphere is amazing. It's just really good. I feel just with the atmosphere, as I said, like in Wembley and here in Hampden Park in Scotland just might make it. I think they have a good team and they have good chemistry. They no superstars again, but they might just sneak against Czech Republic. 1-0 for Scotland.
Yeah, it could be the difference maker there for sure. Donnie.
Yeah, I think it's going to be, on paper, a game that's a bit of an upset. I think Scotland's going to win 2-1. Like you say, Andy Robertson, you said Scott McTominay, and then also Kieran Tierney. They've got some well-known players towards the mid and the back of the field, but you don't know who's going to score for them. Yeah. But I think they'll be able to influence enough to set up some balls for their forwards and strikers to get onto. But I don't think they'll hold a clean sheet either. You've got West Ham's Thomas Souček for the Czech Republic. You've also got Patrick Schick, who's a well-known goal scorer, and I think is going to cause a lot of problems. I think Czech Republic are going to be a team very similar to Austria, where if you give them the set pieces to put balls into the area, you're going to get punished for it. But I do see Scotland, like you say, Shanky, at home. I can't remember the last time Scotland made it qualified for this tournament. So that alone, I think, is going to be motivation enough for them to just go out, have fun, enjoy the tournament, and produce something special for their fans.
Yeah, that's definitely something I'm looking forward to seeing is the atmosphere alone. We know that could easily be a game changer. All right, moving along to Group E. We got Poland versus Slovakia and Spain versus Sweden. Shanky, you want to take this one away?
Yeah, Poland, Slovakia, just Lewandowski's form. I think Lewandowski is going to win the Golden Boot. Just mark my word here. I don't know how Poland will advance, so how far will they go, but there's a very, very high chance of winning the Golden Boot. And the reason I say that, we have favorites, England, France, there's a lot of players there who score goals, but Lewandowski's form so good, his intuition is so good. Coming back to it, I think Poland will win here easily. It's a comfortable win for Poland to me. I see them 3-0 against Slovakia.
Wow. I see it going more as a draw, Poland, Slovakia 2-2. I feel like we'll see maybe Lewandowski on the score sheet. But I also see Slovakia, holding the ground and not letting them score more than that.
Yeah. Slovakia is good. It's not. I mean, Slovakia, they qualified. It's not a bad team here. I'm just trying to look at the squads here. I mean, they have experience, but it's just like they have Marius Skriniar from Inter Milan. They have Rodak from Fulham, or actually Dubravka from Newcastle, who's had a great season in England as a goalkeeper. They've got Lucas Haslem from Sassuolo. He's done good. Labotka, Napoli. So there's there, but I just feel like Poland's chemistry is better. They will create chances. How about that? They will create chances, and Lewandowski will bury that.
No, I agree with you. I think it's going to be Poland beating Slovakia here. Like, yes, you've named some players for Slovakia, and don't forget Marek Hamšík as well. We know what a legend he is in Italy, but I feel like some of their players are aging out as well. And I just think Poland are going to be too much. Poland also have a very good structure. You've got Lewandowski, they got Zielinski, they've got Bednarek, they've got these key players with lots of experience who have all had very good seasons for their club teams, right?
Yeah.
And I just think they're going to be able to pass that on to the rest of the team, and they're going to come together and play as a team with, of course, Lewandowski leading the way and getting on the score sheet. And I think Poland also realized they're going to have to win their first game if they want to have a chance at advancing, because the other two teams in their group aren't going to be easy by any means.
Definitely. All right, moving on to Spain versus Sweden. This is a team I love watching to play. They have so much history winning the Euros, World Cup. Obviously, it was a completely different squad, but I'm sure some of the same mentality is stuck around, with the experienced players there, Busquets. I see Spain taking this one by a slight edge, 2-1. I mean, they're missing some firing power. Morata, he has the work rate, but not always the finish. So I don't see them overscoring them or winning by a lot. So a 2-1 victory is for Spain is what I see. How about you guys?
Becky, what do you think?
To me, absolutely Spain will win. I think Spain could do really, really, really well. Like, this team is coming from, as this team could be the favorites to win, because just Morata, his work rate, we were talking about it, yesterday. His work rate's amazing, Morata's. Then you got Ferran Torres from Manchester City. You got Gerard Moreno from Villarreal, who've had fantastic seasons. You've got Traore and Wolves, great. And then just the midfield, Sarabia, Koke, Pedri, Busquets, Loriente, Fabian, Napoli. All these guys are great. These are young spades. We don't know about these guys, right? And then they're back. You've got Laporte. You've got Eric Garcia. Garcia hasn't played, but I'm probably sure Pau Torres from Villarreal and Laporte, they're going to start. You've got Azpilicueta, great season with Chelsea, the Champions League. He's going to start, on the right. And then you've got David De Gea or Unai Simon from Bilbao. Like, this team is really good. Like, on the left, you have Jordi Alba. So, like, look at the defense and look at the goalkeeper. You've got Busquets, Loriente. Atletico had a great season. Loriente, you have Busquets there. Rodri, Man City. Like, if you look at the five, the strong five, like 4 backs, 1 goalie, and holding 6, like, Spain's the best one on paper. So I see them easily being the favorites here, and easily shaking up Sweden. I think it's a comfortable win to me for easily, I think, 2-0.
Interesting points you make, for sure. I do agree. I think Spain has a fantastic squad, definitely different names than what we're used to seeing on paper.
Yeah.
And I know there was a lot of controversy going into the tournament regarding some of the team selection. I agree. I think Morata has to get firing. The work rate is there for sure. They've got great backup, like you said, Torres. And then throughout the team, they do have quite a bit of experience. But I do think Sweden's going to hold Spain here. I think it's going to be a draw. I think we will see some goals, 2-2. You've got Sweden, a very experienced team. They've got Lindelof, they've got Larson, Berg, Forsberg. And I want to talk about this one kid. I Alexander Isak, great striker. He had a great season in Spain as well, in La Liga. I believe he scored 21 goals this season. I think it was Real Sociedad. I could be wrong.
Sí, Sociedad. Isak is Sociedad. Yeah.
Yeah, correct me. Okay, so I was correct on that one. But he's also being likened to Zlatan. So they're not saying he's exactly like him. Of course, no player is going to be exactly like another player, but if he's possessing those qualities already coming up in this experienced team, this could be the tournament for him where he puts his name out there in the world and on paper, and you could see him in the transfer market this summer. You never know what's going to happen. I think there's always tournaments where at least one or two players have a standout tournament of players that you don't really pay much attention to. And I think he's going to be one of those players. I think he's going to have a great tournament, and will lead the line very well for Sweden. And I think collectively they'll have a great team chemistry as well, and that cause problems for Spain here, because Spain, we can't forget, were hit with COVID. They have said all their players will be vaccinated before first game. But don't forget, Busquets already has it, so he's out the first game. And Diego Llorente as well. The two of them so far confirmed out. And then we'll have to wait and see if any other names pop up in the next couple of days, because you know it can take some time to appear. But I do think Spain, regardless, will eventually advance and are certainly a team to be wary of going into the knockout rounds.
Most definitely. All right, moving along to Group F, the group of death. We got Hungary versus Portugal and France versus Germany. Hungary versus Portugal. Guys, what are your guys' thoughts on this? Who's taking it?
Frankie, as the big Ronaldo fan, go ahead.
Yeah, to pick what?
As the big Ronaldo fan, go ahead.
Big Ronaldo fan. You know, the games in Budapest in Hungary, and this Hungary team's done good. You know, they have, I don't know many players from Hungary, to be honest. Like, you know, they have a couple of players who play in Germany, you know, Farberg, Mainz. You know, they have a couple of players who play in Bristol City, Gulaschi, you know, Leipzig. So a lot of, like, you know, German, Orban, you know, again, Leipzig. This team's good. And in Hungary, the fans are great. You know, I love Eastern European teams, man. The fans are behind the team. Yes, Portugal are favorites on the paper, but I think Hungary will cause them problems. Portugal will win. It will win. They will win 2-1 or 2-0. It's just going to be hard for Portugal. It's not going to be easy.
I agree with you 100%. I don't think it's going to be as straightforward as many people are making it out to be. Again, like you say, we don't know. We're not too familiar with a lot of the players. Yes, they have Gulakshi as their keeper, very experienced. We know he can come up with big saves. It's just a shame that their superstar, one of their most well-known players who plays for Leipzig as well, Dominic, I'm sorry if I mispronounced this name, Dominic Szoboszlai, he was injured. It's a real shame, because I think he really would have motivated this team, and I think there might have been an upset with one of the three teams. I know they're facing the European holders, the world champions, and a rejuvenated Germany squad, but I think there would have been a potential for an upset in this group of death. I mean, anything can happen in a group of death, but I do think Portugal will come out on top 3-2.
Yeah, I definitely see Portugal taking this one 2-0. I just feel like their squad is going to be too much for Hungary. Yeah, let's see if Ronaldo can come up big here without missing a free kick like he did the other day. All right, let's move it along to France, Germany. Here we go. This is the team I have my eye on for the whole tournament. I mean, I want France to go all the way here. But I mean, we're facing Germany here. This is a top club. I feel France will slightly edge them 2-1. But who knows? There might be an upset. What are your guys' thoughts on this?
Well, I think that France, of course, tournament favorites. On paper, no one even comes close to them. I'd say Spain would actually technically be a second, and then England in terms of raw talent on paper. But Me as a Germany fan, of course, I do think I have a feeling France will win. I don't think it's going to be straightforward. I think Germany will definitely
Yeah.
prove to be tough enough. I watched the friendlies recently for Germany, and I really like what I saw against recently against who did they just play? I can't remember. They just won. They just battered them. Latvia, sorry.
8-0.
6-1 or 6-1, I think it
Yeah.
was. I really liked what I saw. I like that Thomas Muller came back into the team. I like that Mats Hummels came back into the team to calm down the defense. Rudiger's had a phenomenal season. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a draw, but I am expecting France to win here, 2-1. But you never, like you say, you never know what can happen, and it'll be a very good game. I think it'll be a very good game to watch. Possibly the best match to watch head to head of the round.
Yeah, definitely a match day one for sure. Shanky, what are your thoughts?
I think it's a draw. I think it's a tight draw. It's a 0-0, 1-1 draw. And the reason I say that, the game's in Allianz Arena. It's a Bayern Munich stadium. You know, you have all the German fans after this team is clicking. You've got Muller there. France will score for sure. France will score. Hummels have had a great season. But you know, Germany. You know, you've got Werner who's excited. You know, you've got Sane, Gnabry, Muller. They'll score. It's a draw. 1-1 or a 0-0 draw. It's going to be the first game. Both teams have respect, a massive respect for each other. They're not going to go hammer and tons. They're just going to stop and play a safe game.
You do make a very good point there. I think they certainly do have respect for one another, and I think they also realize what a loss at this stage for them would mean for them going forward, especially still having Portugal on the agenda. I think both teams would be very happy with the draw if they walked away with it. You made a very good point.
Yeah.
And I apologize, it was 7-1 recently against Latvia, not 6-1. But Shanky, you're absolutely spot on with your thoughts there.
Yeah, especially if they're at home, right? I feel Germany will come out there and want to perform for their fans as well. So it'll be a tight battle for sure, guys. All right. I guess that's a wrap for Euros Match Day 1 preview. As always, thanks for tuning in. If you like what you're seeing, please hit that subscribe button. Every little bit helps, and it's much appreciated. Also, if you'd like to join our fantasy Euro League, we'll leave the code in the description below. As always, enjoy the tournament, and we'll see you here for Match Day 2.